you guys have had 4 pole positions in the last 6 races, so 1 lap pace is good, but only 1 is a win. Do you guys understand why that is? And
Yeah, I think we understand why it is. It doesn't mean that we are in the position to fix it for this year, but we know our car is capable to generate a reasonably good peak performance. When it gets to the race with long stints, changeable condition, wind, temperature, different compounds, we have limitations, we have weaknesses, we recognize, and now for us the real target is optimize the end of the season, but work to fix the issues and to improve our strengths for next year. No? Getting rid of weaknesses and empower the strengths.
but it must give you a lot of confidence for 2024 that you have one part of the car sorted, and that if you just improve that, you guys can fight for race wins.
I wouldn't speak about confidence. It gives us a lot of work to do, and we have a clear program. We have to see if we are able to deliver it, in what timing, which level of execution. But we know where we have to go.
So what about this weekend? Didn't you ran the soft tire in FP1, 1 and 2?
Yeah.
How are things looking for you guys?
We ran the soft tires because first thing that we are going to face is quali, both quali and sprint shootout. Everybody did different choices, if you notice. So we went anyhow for our program and we prepared the car. The real question mark is again, what will be the weather like this afternoon? Rain is coming, that could mess up everything. We think we know how to optimize what we have in hands, but we will understand if it's good enough compared to the others just running, probably not even this afternoon if it rains tomorrow and Sunday with good weather. We are here to try to do our best, and then we'll speak about the conclusion after the race.
Thank you very much. Fernando was speaking earlier, speaking last weekend, and he said that despite your recent dip in form and results, it's still a good season for you guys. Do you agree with that? How do you see the season so far?
Yeah, I think being pragmatic, if you look at where we were last year, you look at, we've got more than double the points this year, all the podiums we've had, we're fighting with the top teams, It's, yes, we want to be winning, that's the aim, but we weren't naive enough to think we're going to just go win the championship this year. It's a program over several years where we're growing the team. We've just moved into a fantastic new campus, building 1 of 3. That was only in March, or should I say in Spain, around the Spain Grand Prix this year. Building 3, the new wind tunnels nearing completion. Building 2's only just started. We're a team that's growing, and to be fighting as hard as we were at the start of the year, it was really positive and really good. Obviously a lot of points. Yes, we want to have developed better and be stronger, but that's part of the learning, and the team's going in the right direction.
You talk about developing better. Do you think that sort of the different results has been a bit of you guys not developing as well, but also other teams improving?
Yeah, Formula One's a relative game. You look at McLaren, they were getting knocked out of qualifying 1 at the start of the year. They're contending for podiums by the end of the year, and they are the team who have developed the most, and hats off to them. They've done a very good job. For ourselves, there were very strong races even later in the year. Zandvoort, all weekend, Fernando was strong. P2, I think, in the end there on the podium. That was only 9 weeks ago, So certain tracks suit us better than others. Yes, we wish we'd have maybe made a few different decisions and developed slightly differently, but I think we're on a good track now, and pretty happy overall with what has been a really good year.
What about this weekend, though? How was FP1? How do you see the rest of the weekend playing out for you guys?
So the last few events, we've been doing a lot of testing of parts and bits, really R&D for next year. We've got all that data in the bank now. We're focusing these next 3 races 100% on just trying to execute operationally, getting the most out of the car with the best spec of car, and sort of ignoring next year now for a few races. We had a really good FP1, but that doesn't really matter. It's the next sessions that matter. But we're pretty happy with how things are going so far this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This battle is on for P7 in the constructors. You guys have shown some good form recently, haven't quite got the points. How are you feeling about that battle that's going to go to the end of the season?
As we said, we will fight until the last lap in Abu Dhabi. Of course, the battle for P7 is now difficult after Mexico. We weren't able to score points after a good qualifying session. and of course the gap from Williams is quite big. But we will try everything. It's important here with the opportunity to score points also in the sprint race to be in the points, but we will not give up until the very last lap.
Recently your performance has improved in qualifying while the race performance seems to have taken a step back. Do you guys know why that's happened, and do you have a solution that's coming?
I think we have seen most of the teams, to have up and downs during this season, not just from one circuit to another, but also during the same race weekend. Last week we were strong in qualifying on Friday, but then we lost performance in the race. Other teams have the opposite. So it's a matter of understanding the tires and the car balance with different track temperature and different tire behavior. This is our weakness point this year. We are trying to fix this, bringing updates also next race to increase the downforce. That is always the best medicine for an F1 car.
Focusing on this weekend though, how are you guys feeling? How was FP1? Have you spoken to the drivers? How are you guys feeling going into the weekend?
First of all, it's difficult to read into this FP1 session because most of the team use hard compound that is maybe not really representative for the rest of the race weekend. The car balance was okayish, but of course we need to make a step if we want to fight for the points. So we start well, but there is still a lot of work to be done to improve the setup.